Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Artisans of Glimmith. Uh, let's see. We've got, is this the difficulty 7 one? Yeah, I'm not touching that. There's a difficulty 6 one, or I could just go over here. Oh, there's a difficulty 5 one over here. I'm just going to go through here today, I think. Let's see. Ooh. Let's see. Okay, so we've got this combo. Okay, so it will remember the rules. Okay. That has to go somewhere, and it certainly has to go. Certainly has to grow this way, because even if it grows that way, it still hasn't gotten a red yet. And it can't take that, can't take that. So even if it grows this way, it still needs to grow this way to get a red, at which point it is done, and it's just a question of whether it's a bear or not. I don't think it can be a bear, though. The bear would be this shape, but I don't think that shape fits here. So I think it's just a U that is here. Because the bear, the reason I said the bear wouldn't fit is it would have 2 reds and 2 blues in it, no matter how I tried to structure it. So I think we get that. It's touching another U. Let's see. This we can do a similar game with, where it's got to take all of those. Can't take any of that. This has got to come out there. This has got to come out there. Oh, this is just done, because as soon as it, oops, as soon as it's there, then, we can do that. And so now this is also done because these two are the same shape. Okay. We know, actually, we just know that blue is not taking this out. So blue's done. We're recreating this kind of shape. I think it's probably going to be in a chain sort of like around here, but I don't know. I guess I can prove it's not orange, but I don't want to. Because that sounds annoying. So I'll do it if I have to, but I will fight like Dickens to not do that. Let's see. This blue. Gonna grab one of those. Let's see. This. I know this blue. Okay, this is a much nicer place. This blue can't take either of those, so now it's here, and now it has to be a U shape. Oops. So now it's done. Now that's done, although we're gonna make it yellow. Not that yellow. That yellow. We can do that over there. Let's start a thing here as well. So this is an omino of size. Oh, I guess there's there's a chance, an off chance that this is like an S or something. But the problem with it being an S like that, or anything where it doesn't take, basically anything where it doesn't take this, is it now is going to cut off the ability of these two blues to be something, because this blue can't go through that blue. In fact, actually, this is much more clear if I just draw in that barrier and draw in these like this, where now these can't connect because this has a blue, that has a blue, etc. So now this just is forced to be that. This is now the same as that, so it's that. Green now grows up to here. I don't know that it is done, but I do know that it is some amount of just a bunch of cells in a row, because the absolute last cell green could take is that one, because it can't take that blue. Which means that this needs to have the same shape. It's like An eye, but of arbitrary length. I feel like I should have a good puzzle name for an eye, but of arbitrary length. But I do not have a good puzzle name for an eye, but of arbitrary length. But anyway, we certainly know that this comes up here. We certainly know that this is a different region. We can box those in. And in fact, now this is done. So this is done because they have to be the same length, which means this red comes over down here. That's all the same region we know just by magic, by like the connecting out business. This blue is going to connect out like that, and so we know it's not taking that blue. Let's see. We know this is taking at most one more. Is there any universe where this green could take one more cell? I'm thinking there's not. But I'm worried that it could maybe be huge, but it couldn't pot this cell. I guess this region feels like it can't be that big. Like the obvious thing for this to do is to just be a like 3-cell omino of some sort, but I'm not quite sure how confident I am of that. Oh, right, this purple is the other blue. I was like, I count 3 reds left and 2 blues, but it's 3 reds and 3 blues, one of which is in purple. And now I feel pretty confident that the only way that this plausibly at all works is this one, because I've just chopped up every other space. Or I guess, like, if you really, really want to, you could say, like, these 2 are in it, and so then it has to be this shape. I don't love that, but you could do it if you wanted. So that does force this to be 3 cells in size, which does indeed mean that this also looks like that, and then everything is done. That was apparently the final puzzle in the market area. Who knew? Okay, so yeah, we'll leave a couple over there because I kind of want to journey and see what else there is to see. All regions have an area of exactly 4. Oh, fascinating. Okay, so we've got those are the same. And blue doesn't take either of these cells, so therefore blue takes both of those. This yellow comes down here, and therefore is that. Good. Okay, I like that. All regions have an area of exactly 3. Okay, so, this is like a Shakona deduction, right? My 3 in here, basically, I guess there's lots of ways I could do it. If I put this wall in, it breaks. I'm looking for like the 8,000 ways to phrase this deduction. If I put this wall in, it immediately breaks, and the reason it immediately breaks is because there isn't a divisible by 3 number of things over here. So therefore these 2 are connected, so I might as well make them the same size. But now there's only 3 cells over here, so I can't make any of them green, and therefore they belong to yellow instead. And I can make the same deduction here, and then say, okay, so therefore these 3 are green. And I can make the same deduction here, and therefore these 3 are yellow. So therefore that's yellow. So therefore that's green. Now, this yellow can come out here, which makes that green come out there. And now we've got like a little light blue thing going over there. And that one was supposed to be yellow. I'm sorry, you were close, game, but not quite. Okay, that's great. Okay, so this region has like 2 different puzzle types in it. Either that, or I am breaking everything in the world by attempting to go both ways at once. I wanted to do the other difficulty 1. Okay, depicts the shape of its region. And so it is emphasizing to me a few things in the example. One of which is that a region can have no shapes or 2 shapes or 1 shape. All of those are fine. And the other is that rotation is okay. But X can't be rotated, so it definitely looks like that. That just looks like that by force of will. This little length 3 thing can't go horizontally because it would enter something else. This looks like that, and it's done. And then we get that, but that's not the right color of green. There we go. That's the right color of green. Okay, maybe this is actually going like 2 completely different directions. I'm going to keep going this direction, and then we'll go that direction later. Okay, so everything is of size 4. So we know we've got all of those in there. Let's see. So this green goes at most to this direction. Okay, here's an easier way to do it. This is better than what I was originally going to say. Is it possible that this line is here? That is to say, is it possible that this cell is yellow? And the answer is no, because yellow would be forced to grow that way, and then it would make this also yellow, and that's all kinds of broken. So in fact, that has to grow that way. And we can make the same sort of argument about this one. That if this one doesn't grow this way, then we've got a problem. Because we would force, again, Z pentomino up here. Now, these 2 cells both need to belong to something. And this one we see can't belong in that direction, because it would, again, make a Z. So it has to belong in this direction. This one, now that one's done, so now that one has to go there. And now this one comes over here like that. Now this comes over here like that, and then we're done, and I like that arrangement. Okay, okay, so now we've got everything is size 4, and we've got our, some things are same and some things are different game. So this has to go this way because it's different than the eye. That way, that goes that way. This thing is the same as this one, which is either an L or an S, both of which seem plausible, right? Oh, no, it's not an L because it's different than L. Sorry, I see. So it can't take this cell is the point because it's different from the L. So it is an S. Okay, I was like, what on earth am I missing? So now this is an S, so it looks like that. And now we can count that there are 5 cells down here, and therefore, again, basically the argument is I can't possibly put a barrier here, because if I put a barrier here, Math Pesto's upset because now there's a 5 down here and 5 isn't divisible by 4. So those are yellow. And now this combination up here just has to be yellow. I guess I could have just started up there. That would have maybe been easier, but you know, we don't always do things the easy way here at Zetamath Inc. Hold control to see the size of an area. Aha! Very nice, very nice. The creators of this game must have done Math Pesto puzzles. I have a hard time believing that that's not the case. Okay, so, what is it counting now? Okay, 36. Okay, so it's counting that. Okay, so the blue has to keep going. This certainly is an orange, so it has to keep going. So that has to keep going. That has to keep going. This now comes over Oh, sorry, comes over there. Orange comes over there. Blue comes over there. Green comes over here. This is some other thing like that, which forces the green down there. That's 6. That's 7, so it's done. That's 6. That goes down there, but now we can make our purple region out here. That's still 6, right? Oops. I just meant to do that. So our purple goes... That's now 7. Our yellow still needs 1 more. Our purple is done. This purple grows... Oops. I really meant... There's a shortcut for that is... and I forget what it is. For the take this thing that is sort of... and have it fill everything. Oh, here it is. Paint bucket. It's Q is the thing that I think I meant to press there. All regions have size exactly 11. There are 3 of them, it would seem. Okay, so the first thing I see is that these definitely spread. And this one actually spreads very helpfully. Like that. That is currently 7 cells, so it can only take 4 more, which means it... Oh, sorry, I was going to say which means it can't be purple, but it already couldn't be purple. But it does need to take at least 1 more. And I could do the same thing over this way. Oh, no, I can't. I see. Okay. Okay, I'll now that I see what's happening, I will let you in the loop. So purple can get at most 2 cells down here, so that means it's currently at 5 at max, unless it goes this way, 6, 7, 8. But now the point is these 5 cells are now isolated, and so they need to grow into becoming purple, which makes purple exactly the right size. Now yellow needs to take those. Yellow's currently at 10, so yellow finishes, and then we are done. Very cute. I've by and large been quite impressed with the puzzle construction in this. I think this has been very well put together. Okay, we're in Precision 3 land. Okay, so we'll do... all of these. Like that. Okay, so... we have to again sort of count... This is 3 things. So either these 3 things are all a region on their own, or I have to distribute them to nearby regions. But this cell, I guess actually maybe the easiest way to say is like this cell definitely doesn't connect to that green or that green. So it's its own region. But then what else can it possibly take? Well, it can only take those 3. No, that one's purple. And then we accept that. Let's see, there's like a little 3 tuckered in here. Precision 18, good lord. Okay, there's 36. So this is 2 shapes in total. Let's make this square yellow, so then I can purple both of those. That doesn't quite work, does it? Like, I know everything involves a yellow and a purple, is the thing that I am noticing. So anything, I could just pick any one cell and color it, but it's a little tricky to decide because I don't exactly know. Okay, maybe this is the easiest, because those both have to be purple, which would mean certainly that's purple. One of these 2 cells is yellow, and therefore whichever one is yellow, it always makes this one purple. And now one of these two cells is purple, and whichever one is purple, it always makes this one yellow. And one of these two cells is yellow, and whichever one it is, it always makes that cell purple. That seems a good thing to observe here. Let's see. Okay, so 18 is a lot. I have to somehow connect this yellow to the yellow. Okay, and this yellow can't connect to this yellow coming this way, I actually see. Because if this yellow tries to go around this way and get in, it gets trapped by this nightmarish, like, shape. So the yellow actually has to enter from there. Which actually means the purple here has to come down at least this far, which, remember, yellow always chases the purple. The purple is not anywhere near done, of course, because it needs to grab all of those. So the purple is going to come around like this, which does force the yellow there. The yellow isn't anywhere near done. Currently, we're at 9 and 8. So that makes that purple and these purple. Oops, sorry, all of this is the same purple. This, of course, can't be yellow because it would be a size 1 yellow, and I'm not supposed to have a size 1 yellow. If this is yellow, then yellow can't ever connect to its friends because yellow would not be able to connect down this side and couldn't connect any other way. So this isn't yellow. This is purple. Does indeed make yellow continue there, and we know that's yellow as well. Purple needs to connect over to this purple. We know that cell is yellow. Oh, and so that cell's purple. We can extend to the purple there. So now this cell is yellow. Does that. Okay, how many cells is that? That is 15. This is 18. There we go. Let's see. Everything has size 13, huh? And there's 39 cells. Oh no, there's 20. Oh, sorry. There are 26 cells. So there's 2 regions again, and those 2 regions have the same size, and the same shape. I guess all regions have size exactly 13. I guess they could have equally well told me there's 2 regions, but there isn't really a rule for that so far. Okay. So we know by previous observation that because there's only 2 regions, the border needs to be connected, 1 piece of connected yellow and 1 piece of connected purple. Let's see. How far along the border can I go if purple goes all the way around the border? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Now that's like way overestimating, but it does guarantee that all of that is yellow. And likewise, if yellow went around the border, that would be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So all of this is definitely purple. Okay. These 2 are different colors. I know these 2 are different colors. So I guess like I could extend yellow and purple slightly more by noting that these 2 are not on the border and they're 1 of each color. So that means that I can extend it 1 further. Unfortunately, this one is on the border, so I can't use that pairing, but I can at least say these extend 1 further. I really don't know how to contemplate these 2 are the same shape business. Yeah, I was just counting if yellow actually extends all the way to here. That doesn't work because this is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh no, that does work, doesn't it? Because now then one of these is yellow and that's 13. Probably doesn't work from a shape perspective. Okay, what if purple extended all the way up to here? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And yeah, then we'd have one more purple over here, which I guess would have to be there in that case. I'm having a hard time thinking of how to logically approach this particular requirement. I guess I know that one of the shapes is 6 wide, and therefore both have to be 6 wide. And that's because I know that these cells are each yellow or purple, and whichever one they are, that means that the corresponding shape is definitely 6 wide. So yellow and purple are both 6 wide. This grid is only 5 tall, so that means that they're either just mirrored directly across from top to bottom, or more likely they're mirrored across and then flipped. And I guess if that's the case, if they can only be mirrored and flipped because of the fact that they're both 6 wide, and so they need to fit in here, that does mean that we need at least yellow to go over here, and we need at least purple to go over here, because they're not 6 wide if they don't take one of the border cells over here. And that buys me that this cell is definitely purple. How many cells is this? Purple is 8, 9 at the moment. Yellow is 9 at the moment. Okay, so yellow needs 4 more. I feel almost certainly purple comes up here, but I don't think I can... I can argue it, actually. This cell needs to be purple, because if this cell were yellow, then my purple would need to have 2 cells in its outermost left and right realms, just by symmetry. It wouldn't matter whether it was rotated or not, and it very much can't do that. So that cell's definitely purple. Makes purple, means I know about 9-ish purple cells. And I think that kind of just locks down how this symmetry has to work, because now it just has to be that if I rotate this 180 degrees, purple turns into yellow. There's just no way around it because of this 6 wide dimension trick. And so owing to that, that cell needs to reflect to a yellow down there. Let's see if this cell isn't purple. Yes. Because of that sort of mirroring trick, like we know exactly the transformation. If this cell is not purple, then these cells are all purple, except that makes these 3 cells yellow. I'll just show you. And that has the horrifying effect that now this purple is isolated, so that doesn't work. So in fact, that cell is purple, so that cell is yellow. So that cell is purple. And now by reflecting that, that cell is yellow. And now if this cell is yellow, we've disconnected it again. So that cell is purple, which makes this cell yellow, and then we are done with our shape. Okay, I think that's a good intro episode for this mechanic. But we'll be back next time with more Artisans of Glimmith. So I hope you're enjoying this series. I am enjoying making it for you. So have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.